Sci-fi fans, tonight we are delighted to be talking to Ms. Ashlei Sharpe Chestnut. Fans of Star Trek Picard will quickly recognize Ms. Chestnut for brilliantly playing Ensign Sydney LaForge in its third season. Ms. Chestnut is an award-winning actress, having guest starred in many popular genre shows and has entertained audiences on a Broadway stage as well. Ms. Chestnut, welcome and thank you for taking time to talk with us on the Sci-Fi Diner podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
Delighted to meet you.
You too.
So you have an impressive list of screen credits, but you performed on Broadway as well. So for our listeners, what Broadway productions have you done?
Sure. I made my Broadway debut doing The Crucible on Broadway. And then the second play I did was A Doll's House Part 2.
Oh, I love both of those.
Oh, thank you.
So do you have any plans to return to the stage?
I mean, definitely. I would love to go back to Broadway or even off Broadway. I just love theater in general. That's how I got my start. Broadway was the very first thing that I booked when I moved to New York right after college. So the theater always has like a very special place in my heart.
That's awesome. I was just commenting to Miles and Dave before you got on that I was like, I feel like we've interviewed a lot of people who like got their start in theater.
Yeah.
Like, do most of your colleagues like have some theater background?
I'd say so. I think because we're all like true thespians, like we just love that's like that's the original of acting, the origin, if you will. And I feel like we all lean on that part of the craft, when we go into television and film, and we take what we've learned from the theater and just implement that for our television roles.
That's awesome.
That's great. One of the brilliant things that Terry Matalas did in season 3 of Picard was making good use of what came before. So not only are you new coming into this franchise, you're coming in as a legend's offspring.
Yeah.
Were you aware at that time that your scene with Riker and Picard was a bit of a homage to when Ensign Sulu meets Captain Kirk in Star Trek Generations?
No idea. No idea.
Oh, that's even better.
I know. I know. Going in kind of blind for that. Yeah, no, I had no idea.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
How did it... Well, Miles, you got that in the next question anyway.
Season 3 of Picard, for many fans, was the Picard that Star Trek fans had wanted for a long time. Many will say it was the best out of 3 seasons. What was it like for you to jump in a long-established franchise such as Star Trek?
I'd feel in the beginning it was definitely a lot of pressure, but excitement, if that makes sense. Like exciting, but I knew that, these are the big dogs of like the Star Trek universe. Like you have to bring your A game working with these folks. And it just was a surreal experience.
That's good. It seems, at least everything that we've seen, that the reaction to your character and your portrayal of that character has all been positive that we've seen. Have you felt the same kind of thing?
Yeah, thank God. I remember having a conversation with Gates, and she was like, "Get ready because the fans are either gonna love you or they're gonna hate you." But thank God the fans have been super welcoming, and the reception has been very warm.
That's good. That's good, because we can be a cantankerous bunch at times, but I'm glad that's the way it's went.
I'm known for my puppetry.
Mm-hmm.
Fandom.
I thought they did a good balance of bringing the band back together, but at the same time creating some new and interesting characters that the fans can like and care about.
Yeah,
and they definitely did it with your character.
Thank you. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I definitely felt that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Yeah. LaForge is one of my favorite characters, so I was really, really pleased with what they did with his daughter. One of my favorite scenes with you is you're playing a changeling who's imitating your character. Were you given any like special direction doing that scene, or?
Yes and no. Terry and our directors are like, they gave me the vision of kind of going in dull-faced, but also trying to, I'm mimicking Sydney, the actual Sydney's character. But no, they kind of gave me free rein to kind of acted out in what I thought the changeling character would do and how she would perform.
That's like kind of like a meta thing where you have to be like, okay, so I'm playing this person that I normally play, but I'm playing someone acting her while not acting myself.
Right, because you couldn't give it away. And so I couldn't do anything that would veer off the path of what Sydney would do until that last moment when Jerry's character is like, and then I get, killed off. But, I think that was like the only moment where I had to like give that moment away.
That's neat.
Yeah.
You certainly got to see a lot of action running from rogue changelings and then getting assimilated by the Borg and all that. Do you particularly enjoy the action as well as the drama?
Are you kidding? Yeah, that was one of my favorite parts of shooting the whole season. Because it was my first time doing stunt work, and on top of that, having phasers in my hand. Like just the whole thing was just an insanely fun experience.
Did you have to do like lots of physical training for those stunts?
Oh, absolutely. We had designated stunt training times. And then when we actually obviously I still had a stunt double to like do certain things so I didn't hurt myself. But for the most part, the majority of the things that people see on television, it's us doing our own stunt work.
How surreal is it having a stunt double?
Say it again?
How surreal is it having a stunt double?
Pretty cool, because growing up, you'd hear all these actors, oh, my stunt double is going to do this. And then I'm like, I have a stunt double too. Cool.
So, I mean, we sit here and like this is always one of the things around the time of year here is shore leave where we're going to all get to see you in person here in a couple of weeks. We really enjoy getting to talk to you folks, you guests, and just have a little conversation. For me, I know it's one of the things that I really nerd out about a lot. What are some things that make you nerd out?
Just in general?
Just in general.
Or like for Star Trek?
In general.
Oh, man. So I think this is going to sound... Well, I'm going to bring it back to Star Trek because that's kind of where I had like a weird... Not weird, but like you always... When you meet like people that you've grown up watching and you meet them in person for the first time, you're trying not to be weird, And I feel like... Especially meeting like LeVar, growing up watching Reading Rainbow, I'm meeting this man for the first time. I'm like, hi, I'm Ashley. I'm going to be playing your daughter. It's like, what are you saying? Just say, hi, I'm Ashley. Nice to meet you. I don't know. So like those moments, obviously meeting Frakes and all these other people. I mean, it just was, that made me like fangirl out, weird out. Like that just makes me, or made me just go, I just felt really grateful to be a part of this season.
That's great. Were you a Star Trek fan before you got signed on to all this?
No. Yes and no. Like my mom was the big person who introduced me to Star Trek.
Okay.
But Geordi LaForge, I think I've talked about it too, but like Geordi LaForge was like my profile picture on Instagram for years, and then finally meeting him, yeah. But
very nice. That was the first autograph photo I ever got in 4th grade. We had to write a letter to somebody, and I wrote it to LeVar Burton.
You're kidding.
No, and he sent me back in the mail several weeks later. I still have it wrapped in bubble wrap because we just moved a little bit ago and I haven't hung it up yet. But yeah, he sent me back an autographed TNG picture in the mail.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was one of those neat little things that I held on to now for over 30 years.
So he is the reason I am a Star Trek fan, because in the morning I would watch Reading Rainbow, and then my dad was watching Star Trek, and I was like, wait a minute, it's the Reading Rainbow guy. And I just sat down and like was enthralled because I was like, it's the guy who reads to me in the morning. And so like that's why he became my favorite character, because Reading Rainbow. And so like if I ever met him, I don't know what I would be like more nerding out about the person who like literally got me into books.
Yeah.
And like books were just so much, they're still very much a part of my life. I'm a huge reader. Yeah. Most of my family is dyslexic, so like we all struggled initially with reading, but because of him, all of us became really big readers.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, he was our childhood,
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
So, I mean, That's why I was like, oh man, if I ever met him, I don't know what I would be like more nerding out about. But
That's insane. Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm playing your daughter. So weird. Like, what are you gonna say to this man? Those are the first words you're gonna say to this. Anyway, yes.
That's
like,
great.
thank you for teaching me how to read. Like,
Thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah, no, definitely unlocked our imaginations. So he's an amazing, amazing man. So
Mhm.
I'm so glad you got to work with him and that you got your dream. That's awesome.
Thank you.
And season 3 was the best out of all 3 seasons, and largely because of the band and you guys, these cool new characters that came along.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a testament to Terry Matalas. I give him all of the glory for what he was able to accomplish with this last season.
As a fan, we're hoping he gets another show.
Me too.
Yes.
Do you think your character will come back, like the younger generation, like the next generation?
I mean, well, here's the deal. What I've heard is it's not moving forward, allegedly. But I mean, just like they were able to bring back the TNG cast for this last season years and years later, I'm pretty optimistic that, years down the line, perhaps the next generation will make an appearance.
That would be really awesome. I would watch that, definitely. I've been really pleased with like all the new most of the new Star Trek. Star Wars has failed me, but Star Trek is loyal.
Blasphemy. But yes.
You know it's true, Dave. And I hope
Well.
I know that.
Yeah. But
One
different
more question.
franchise.
One more question for you. If IMDb is to be believed, you were in a movie called What Happens in Miami, and you had a recurring role in Chicago Med. What's next for you? What's new on the horizon? What could we be plugging for you?
Sure. So I'm going back to Chicago Med. So there'll be more of student doctor Naomi Howard. And then I actually just got back in the country. I was filming in Canada a Christmas movie that will be released right after Thanksgiving, going into December on HBO Max. So
Oh, great.
yeah.
Oh,
Very
what's
cool.
the title?
It's called Mistletoe and Matrimony.
All right. We'll keep an eye on
Awesome.
it.
Wait a minute. How long have you been in Chicago Med?
I actually started this year, maybe in March. I started in March. I'm in the last 3 episodes of of the 9th season.
Okay. We've been watching all the Chicago shows here in my house, and I don't know that we've gotten that far yet because I'm trying to figure out, did I miss this? How did this get past me? But okay, we probably just haven't gotten there yet.
No. I'm the last 3 the last 3 episodes of this last season. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. I didn't miss it.
Nice.
Well, that's wonderful. Do you guys got any other questions here real quick?
No.
But it was great talking to you. I look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks.
Same
And-
here.
Yeah, absolutely. Here at
All three of you will be in short leave.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. Can't wait to meet you in person.
And if you like theater,
Yes.
and you have the option, I do recommend going to Sight and Sound.
Sight and Sound,
in
sorry?
Sight and Sound Theater in Lancaster. If you like theater, it is a theater experience like you've never had, and you need to go see it.
Do you know what shows they're in right now?
Right now, I'm not sure what they do. It's like Bible stories, but like it's theater. They have like live animals. The set like moves around, and like it's
wow.
it's a whole experience. Like you need to if you like theater, you need to go.
Yeah, look it up. I'll Google it. Yeah.
Daniel.
Thank you.
Daniel.
Daniel.
One of the best ones then. I love Daniel. You definitely need to go.
Will do. I'll look it up. Thank you.
Yeah,
You're welcome. I was just like, listen, if she likes theater, I have just the thing.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, come out to the Wyndham Resort in Lancaster on July 26th through the 28th and come meet Ashley with the rest of us. Should be a great time. We look forward to seeing you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley.
Bye, you guys.
Yep.
It's
Bye.
lovely meeting you.
Thank you.